Welcome to another edition of Bagger Dan's Country Garage. Alright, so today we are going to be installing, get this right here, the Harley Davidson 4-point docking hardware kit. Should be a pretty simple install. We've got the right side, we've got the left side, and we've got a gajillion screws that we're going to have to figure out where they go. Of course, you have the Harley Davidson instruction sheet. We are going to be installing it on the 2021 Road King that you see here. I'll zoom out so you can see the entire thing. I've named it Big Red, so I'll be referring it to Big Red going forward here. All right. So as you can see here, I've assembled the tools that are required. These are essential tools for any job I start on the bike. We have a hammer, we have a cigar, and we have a can of beer. So let's go ahead and get started. All right. The first thing we're going to have to do is remove the saddlebags. And they were gone. All right. Now the next thing we're going to have to do is remove these rubber little spacers that they put in there to keep the water out, I guess. I'm not sure why they're there, but they cover up the little slat that these are going to go into. So let's go ahead and do that. Looks like a really complicated procedure. Wow. I'm not sure I followed the instructions to the letter on this, but there we go. Voila. Now you have a slot that you're going to be installing these pieces into. Just go ahead and grab the first one. We'll do the right side first. Yeah, put the right side on already. I'm looking at the instructions, and what they say is that, I'll look over here on the left side, turn the light on for you. It says to remove these screws here and here. And as you can see, I don't have any screws in those holes. So I don't know whether they were left out during manufacturing or what. But I guess it just saves a step. Alrighty. Let's go back over here to my makeshift workbench. And what we're going to do is we're going to take a couple of washers, put them on these screws, and then we're going to put some Loctite. Instructions call for red Loctite. I don't have any red Loctite, so we're using blue. All right, go over here. We'll do the same thing on this screw. Like I say, this install is fairly simple. The only thing you really have to look out for is there are two different size pins on here. The long pin goes toward the front. So let's go back over. All right, this piece here just slides right into that slot, lines up with the holes that I showed you earlier that were supposed to have screws in them, but do not. So just place this in here. Be careful not to scratch the fender. And put a couple of screws in. Have to line it up. I don't have a tripod, so hold on. All right, I got the screws started. We'll just tighten them up. Directions call for 20 foot-pounds per square inch, but I don't have a 7/32 socket. These are 7/32 screws, or Allen heads, I guess. And I do not have a socket of that sort, so we're just going to wing it. It's got some Loctite on there, so it'll be a little bit lubricated. Tighten them up. And then we'll just wing the 20 foot-pounds per square inch. That should do. Back over here. And that should do. So once that Loctite dries, that should be fine. Alrighty. On to the rest of it. We got to put some, I guess, our cushions on here and here. So let me go grab those and I'll be right back. Okay. They give you a spacer and they give you 4 of these. You have a long pin on the front, so the spacer goes on the long pin. And then they tell you to install with the thicker end in first. And you can see there's notches in here. They want you to align those horizontally to begin with. Apparently not every fitting is the same. And what you've got is a T27 torque screw. So we'll put the front on, we'll put the back on. The back does not get a spacer. Get that started. Alright, then we'll go ahead and get these, sorry about that, get these screwed in. Alright, just want you to snug them up, because you're going to test fit some of your detachable accessories on here, like your sissy bar and your luggage rack. So I'll go ahead and do the other side, and then we'll do the test fit. Okay, on my first test fit, it was a little bit tight. But remember how I told you to make sure that those little notches were horizontal? They really need to be. Apparently they're slightly out of round, I guess for a reason. But once I rotated them to be horizontal, everything worked out. And apparently I don't have to do any adjustments. You slide the piece on there. We'll check both sides. And as you can see, it is a perfect fit. They tell you if they're too narrow, that you can take these bushings and turn them around, or if they're too wide, take the bushings and turn them around so that the thicker part is on the outside, which will move that bushing in. Or they also give you some spacers that you can install if it's too narrow. You just install the spacers in here, and it'll push that bushing out. It doesn't look like I have to do that. So this luggage rack fits perfect. Let's check out the seat back. As you can see, the backrest, the front part of that goes into your shock absorber, and then the back part will once it's aligned up here, will rest on there. So you got to push it in there. Make sure it's pushed in on both sides. You can see the sides off. Push it in, and then it should come down, and that looks like it's lined up perfectly as well. So I don't have to do any adjustments. Now the funny thing is, instructions say, you know, make them snug, make them snug, make an adjustment, and then add some Loctite. They don't tell you to go back and put Loctite on if it fits perfectly, but I'm going to do that anyway. I got to take the screws out, put some Loctite on, and tighten them up. And there you have it. Backrest is on. And signing off. Thanks for watching. If you like what you saw, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Might help me be able to afford some better camera equipment, huh? Anyway, thanks for watching. Bye.